Barbara of Brandenburg 1464–1515, Barbara of Brandenburg 30 May 1464 – 4 September 1515, a member of the German House of Hohenzollern, was by birth Margravine of Brandenburg, and by her two marriages, Duchess of Głogów from 1472 to 1476, and Queen of Bohemia, although only nominally from 1476. Family. Barbara of Brandenburg was born in the Hohenzollern residence of Ansbach as the 10th of the 19 children of Albrecht Roman III Achilles, Elector of Brandenburg. She was the fourth child born from his second marriage to Anna of Saxony, daughter of the Wettin Elector Frederick Roman II of Saxony. At the time of her birth, her father ruled the Franconian Margraviate of Brandenburg, Ansbach, and also inherited the neighboring principality of Kulmbach upon the death of his elder brother Margrave John the Alchemist. In 1471, he succeeded his brother Frederick Irontooth as Elector of Brandenburg. First marriage. In Berlin on 11 October 1472, 8-year-old Barbara was married to the Silesian pious Duke Henry Roman XI of Głogów, around 30 years her senior. The marriage contract stipulated that, in case of the Duke's death without issue, his Duchy of Głogów was to be passed to his wife, with reversion to her Hohenzollern family. 4 years later, on 22 February 1476, Duke Henry Roman XI died suddenly, possibly poisoned by Brandenburg agents. This death left Duchess Barbara of Głogów with the Duchy of Krosin and Kozachow, but a long succession war erupted. The Silesian Duchy had been a Bohemian fief since 1331, therefore, not only did Henry Roman XI's closest male relative, his cousin Jan Roman II the Mad, former Duke of Zagan, claim the whole inheritance. To further complicate the matter, half of the duchy was held by Margareta of Selj, widow of W. Ladislaw of Głogów. Immediately after the death of Duke Henry Roman XI, Barbara's father, Elector Albrecht Achilles, had the Duchy of Głogów occupied by Brandenburg troops under the command of his son John Cicero of Brandenburg. Queen of Bohemia. In the name of his daughter, Elector Albrecht Achilles appointed Otto von Schenk as provincial administrator. 9 months later, Barbara of Brandenburg was married again, this time to King Vladislaus Roman II, who wanted to seize the fief of Głogów to his domains. The wedding, performed by proxy with the Silesian Duke Henry I of Munsterberg-Ols acting, took place in the Brandenburg city of Frankfurt-Oder on 20 August 1476. His furious rival, King Matthias Corvinus, supplied Duke Jan Roman II the Mad with an army to occupy the Głogów lands. However, he was defeated by John Cicero's troops near Krosin in October 1478. At the end of the succession dispute, Barbara, who counted on the support of the Głogów states after the violent fights with Duke Jan Roman II, finally obtained the Duchy of Krosin, with the towns of Bobrowice, Sulichow, and Lubsko, pledged to the electorate of Brandenburg against Barbara's dowry, a sum of 50,000 florins. Due to war, Barbara couldn't travel to Bohemia for her marriage and coronation in person. Shortly after, King Vladislaus Roman II determined that his unconsummated and only juridical marriage with the Brandenburg princess was useless and began to seek legal separation. This enraged Elector Albert Achilles, who in 1481 obtained a compensation payment. However, with the mediation of the bishops of Bamberg and Würzburg, he still wanted to continue the marital bond, and even offered his 10-year-old daughter Dorothy of Brandenburg as a replacement to her older sister, if the king did not want Barbara any more. King Vladislaus Roman II refused any other agreement with the House of Hohenzollern, but remained legally married to Barbara, although he never saw her. At the death of King Matthias Corvinus on 6 May 1490, the Bohemian king pursued the Hungarian crown too, and in order to obtain more support for this, he secretly married Corvinus' widow, Beatrice of Naples, on 4 October. After the union became public, this caused a scandal because King Vladislaus Roman II was bigamous. This situation lasted for the next 10 years, where he became increasingly desperate for an heir because his Neapolitan wife was unable to bear him children. Last years. In the meanwhile, Barbara fought against her family for a divorce from King Vladislaus Roman II. Also, she became secretly engaged with the Franconian knight Conrad of Heideck in 1493. As a punishment for her independent behavior, Barbara was imprisoned at Plassenburg Castle until Conrad broke off the engagement. 5 years later, on 7 April 1500, Pope Alexander VI finally dissolved both marriages of King Vladislaus Roman II. Beatrice of Naples retired to Ischia, where she died 8 years later. In 1502, the Bohemian-Hungarian king married Anne of Foix-Candale, relative of the kings of France and Navarre, with whom he finally had children. Barbara probably remained in Plassenburg without domains or incomes. Without a doubt, she died in her birthplace, Anspach, on 4 September 1515, aged 51. She was buried in Heilsbronn. Ancestors. References